All right, Coach, just kind of talk about DeMarcus. What makes him such an outstanding defensive lineman?
Well, I think a lot goes into his work ethic. He loves the weight room. He's very physical in the weight room, and that's what makes him an outstanding football player. Uh, he's a student of the game. He's always asking questions, studying film, wanting to know the game plan, what we're doing in certain situations. I think that probably stands out the most. Plus, he takes his weight room work ethic out onto the football field. He's a very physical football player.
Talk about from his sophomore to his junior, then junior to senior year. Talk about the progression of him as a football player.
Well, when DeMarcus was a freshman, we kind of sat around his coach staff and thought that he would have a chance. He was a big kid as a freshman. Worked very hard in the weight room. He went up against, we had another lineman here that was a little bit older than him, Justin Ellis, that played offensive guard, and DeMarcus had to line up against him every day in spring football. And I think once he realized that he could play for us, and he got better as a sophomore. He played probably 50 to 60% of the snaps. Then as a junior, he was a starter, and as a senior, he was a starter. So his progression has been very good for us. You know, we kind of thought he had a chance of being a big-time recruit, which undoubtedly he's turned out to be that way. But we had high hopes for him when he was a young kid, and he just got better and better and better, and he's seeing the end results of all his hard work.
Just kind of talk about him as a young man and just being able to coach him.
He's a quality kid. You know, a lot of coaches use the catchphrase, he's a better kid off the field than he is on the field. Same could be said about DeMarcus. He's extremely a well-mannered kid. He's good in the classroom. All his teachers speak highly of him. Sometimes he can be a softy, and sometimes we as coaches have to get on to him about using his physical ability. But overall, he's a great young man. I think Arkansas is going to get a quality student athlete.
You guys Arkansas is looking at a junior defensive lineman. Kind of talk about him and your thoughts on his playing ability.
We have a junior defensive tackle named Lorenzo Lenore. He started this year as a junior for us. He played last year as a sophomore in our state championship year. And he's really kind of looked up to DeMarcus as far as leadership and the work ethic. He's about 6'2", 6'3", about 255, 260. He runs real well. He's going to be a highly recruited kid. And being around DeMarcus these last 2 years have really wore off on him. And I think he sees, he's with the recruiting process that DeMarcus has gone through, it's really going to help him make his decisions when it's time for him to go through this process.
You also have an outstanding sophomore who you think is going to be one of the better players not only in Louisiana but possibly throughout the nation. Kind of talk about him.
We have a kid by the name of John Diars. As a freshman, when we won the state championship, he played receiver. He was a 14-year-old freshman and played both sides of the ball for us. And then this year we moved him to quarterback. He did an outstanding job. He rushed for over 1,000 yards, passed for over 1,000 yards. He can play any position on the field: receiver, defensive back, quarterback, tailback, wherever needed. We honestly think that he's going to be a national recruit here in 2 years. He's being heavily recruited right now as a sophomore going to his junior. He's coaches say once in a lifetime. He's a once in a lifetime type player.
Wow.